Hey, what's up, my little TisaTells? How y'all doing today? Well, if you are Kim Kardashian, you should be ashamed of yourself. I know what you're saying. Ashamed of what? No, not the weird stuff that happened with North's banned account for 3 hours with TikTok and the creepy what. Go look at the playlist. I explain it all. We are literally diving into the man, David Lieberson, who swears Kim Kardashian ruined his life. Before we get into this, I want to say he has been all over social media. I believe he even got interviewed by Kanye's Post. Go check them out. It's a full interview. But here's what I want to get into, okay? He's saying that Kimoji's and also Instagram at that time, this groundbreaking program, right? That is literally one of the foundations for Instagram success. He had the idea, he had the concept, they had the proprietary information. Kim stole from them, she lied to them, she set them up. She used her power, money, and influence to steal from him because of what happened. He's saying he he's homeless, he lost his wife. As a matter of fact, he uploaded his website, Kim Kardashian Stole My Life. There is a GoFundMe. Make sure you check it out if at the end of this video you think he is reputable. Listen, it rings true for me. And I wanted to report on this earlier, but I kept saying, how can this be? How can all this stuff happen and there'll be no leaked evidence, no leaked audio, nothing from the court case proving anything he's saying beside his word? Well, y'all ask and you shall receive, because we found the leaked audio. That's right. We have the leaked audio of what sounds like Kim being an MFing snake, a shark, and even then, you see, if David can be believed, you see her mind trying to move in those ways, and David and his partner Greg, I think, are just too innocent to understand what's going on. You guys, this audio is going to blow your mind. It is the smoking. It is the ba. It is everything you need. You know what? I have the full audio, but let me just give you guys a little taste of what's to come. Listen to this if you think I'm over-exaggerating.
Well, Kim, I mean,
I just know that I have tons of followers. My whole family would totally help out, whatever, and I just know everyone I know would use this. And
what do you have in mind?
I mean, I don't really know. I haven't thought about it. I just know that when I really believe in something and I'm, down to do it, I would love to partner with you guys and really make this super, super huge. And like I said, start some kind of foundation together and start a whole anti-bullying business. And even the t-shirts we can make with the Instagram logo, and that should be the logo for the whole foundation.
Yeah. Why do you ask, was Kim not brought to justice? Well, ask yourself why she wasn't brought to justice for Black China. Ask yourself why she reportedly settled with the lady from SKKN. Ask why she reportedly settled with her housekeepers, the gardeners, that they had accused her of cheating them. Well, why? Because Kim has money and she is well steeped in the legal cause, and she knows what is going on, and she knows how to use it. Again, there's a reason why they call people David and Goliath. Does that mean that if Goliath crushed David, he was lying? Listen, it's Easter. Let me make my analogies. Anyway, just to give you guys a quick rundown, if you don't know what's going on, David sued Kim Kardashian in 2019 for $100 million and gave all the evidence he had to prove that Kimoji and also Instagram had been created from the concept stolen from him. At the time, Kim and her lawyers countered that it was false and absurd, and countersued for $300 million, an amount that David didn't have, and he couldn't even afford to fight her lawyers, so he withdrew her lawsuit. Instead of saying thank you for withdrawing your lawsuit because this audio is so damning, I don't understand how they won in the first place, right? Well, actually, they only won because David got scared, right? He withdrew the lawsuit. Chris and Kim asked for $400,000 in legal fees and financial compensation for what happened, and this ultimately bankrupted him. The financial misfortune caused him, according to him, to lose his family, his wife, divorced him, and he now lives in a car while combining 2 different jobs just to pay the money he owes. He said he started working on the project, and days after presenting them with the first concepts for the idea, he received a call from Kim's legal team asking him if he'd already registered Kimoji and offered his expertise to do it for him to speed up the process. Of course, according to David, when they did it for him, they didn't leave his name in any trademark. You guys, they literally stole this man's idea, if you believe the evidence. But let's get into the actual audio because it's going to blow your mind. Let's see. Let's press play. All right. Speakers sound up. Okay.
Sisters, I feel, to grow up in this world of social media and all of the bullying and all of the comments. I'm in my 30s and I know how hard it is for me to read. Like, tear your character down.
Yeah.
And I had called Kevin, who I'm good friends with, from Instagram, and
Okay, so just to bring you guys up to speed on what's happening, they're talking about Instagram. It's a program that would allow Instagram or companies, but more important, private individuals, to basically able to identify block words, block trolls. It was groundbreaking at that time. Right now, Instagram has that technology. Mysteriously, they are insinuating that Kim gave it to Instagram and gave them a heads up, and they stole their proprietary information. But at that time, they wanted to sell this technology to private individuals. Kim got whiff of it. Jonathan Cheban was the connect. Kim got wind of it, and she approached them because along with the Kimojis, she wanted a piece of this Instagram pie. As a matter of fact, they agreed to split it 60% to them, 40% to Kim. Right now, she's making this emotional plea about, no, I have sisters, and oh my God, I can't even imagine what's going to happen when my daughter's on the Instagram. But so then she's like, and she lets it slip out very, very casually. And I talked to Kevin from Instagram. First of all, they had an NDA when discussing this. Kim casually, by playing stupid, ditzy, whatever, I'm guessing, right? This is all my speculation. Let it slip out that she had shared this proprietary information with their direct competitors. That's where we are. Now let's keep going.
I had a meeting with him and I said, I really think you guys need to come up with some kind of programming that will take, I know you guys he explained to me the whole marketing team. I met everyone about how they have different visions for every comment when you record it. And I was like, no, we need something bigger than that. We need, a technology from Instagram that goes there, blah, blah, blah. So he basically was like, oh, he wasn't so interested in it. He had this whole piece that basically explained to me how the whole team works and taking every comment down and what that means to them. But I had really been thinking about it, and I said, my daughter, I am so afraid for her when she's older to get on social media just to hear the things that people say about even a baby right now, that they'll say about her now. And so when Jonathan showed me an app, I thought, this is totally what I've been trying to explain to Instagram, what they should have. And I never care too much about anything, or for me to say that I really would like to be involved with something and go on a whole social media campaign on how everyone needs something like this or this app, because this will change the world and people's self-esteem, and I'm so tired of.
Okay, now real quick, it's obvious Kim is putting 20 on 10, and it's up to me also that Kim has so many different speaking voices and none of them really sound the same. I guess at the heart, Kim just has, this is her natural voice. I'd assume this is her natural voice. But I do want to say this, and this is like the craziest thing. Do you see how Kim listen, the evidence gets even worse, but do you see how Kim tries to take ownership? Because if she had said in this call, it's like she knew she was being recorded, even though this is secret. She didn't know it was being recorded, and Kim's people tried to get this thrown out of court. But I find it interesting that Kim is now saying when Jonathan took their idea to her, these are people that have developed it. They've done this. It's proprietary information. She's now saying, oh my God, well, I was just talking about Instagram, and I think they're working on something like this too. Kim had so many fires in the pot. People are speculating that she had 3 little fires going, right? 1, maybe she'll do 60-40 with them and she can't figure out a way to outsmart them. 2, she'll outsmart them, steal it, and then it's 100%. If she can't steal it, she'll take it to Instagram. Instagram will develop it and give her a piece of the pie. Okay, 3 different things that people are saying she was doing. Now, can we just say that one of the reasons Kim grew so much with Instagram is because they became some of Instagram's favorites. Let's not pretend that only pure talent or pretty pictures get you 100 million, 200 million, 300 million following. It's deeper than that. It really honestly is. There's plenty of people on Instagram that have 20, 30, 40, 50,000 followers, and their feed is more beautiful, more lit, more vibrant than anything the Kardashians are doing. One of the reasons the Kardashians blew up, okay, we're going to get back to this tape in a second, is because Instagram promoted them heavily. No matter where you were in the world, a cute picture of Kim and the algorithm, the people would keep getting promoted. That makes you more likely for people to follow, get a like, do whatever. Let's not forget Kendall Jenner has had that controversy where Instagram has strict laws against, showing up in the buff. And Kendall poses the wildest photos. Instagram doesn't say anything to her, why they heavily regulate everyone else. A lot of people say that this whole Sensagram, and we're gonna explain that in a second, concept is one of the reasons that helped Instagram really, really rise up. And Kim Kardashian not only was paid from Instagram for their little behind the scenes deals, people are saying that they have, but also, okay, the fact that would kind of be like a pay for play. You don't think? You keep bringing us cool stuff, great ideas. We help you grow your following. Let's not forget that Kim has so much power on Instagram that them actually opening their mouths and saying they hate Reels has made Instagram change their whole policy. Do you see what was the nexus and the root to make them so powerful with Instagram and make Instagram indebted? Well, let's keep going.
Bullying and going on a bullying campaign is what interested me with you guys.
Absolutely. I have 3 kids myself, and they don't have near as many, followers as you yourself or your sisters have. That's for sure. But just with their 1,000 followers and whatnot, they have had their runs with things and business. Not to take this off of cyberbullying and just bullying, because that is absolutely clear as day. The main thing this is used for. But that doesn't also take into fact that the businesses all over the place are going to want to use this, and politicians and everyone, whether they're, for against cyberbullying or not. But let me explain a little bit more.
Okay, so here's where they were actually really astute. They saw what Kim was trying to do just a little bit. I don't think they think anybody would be that bold or cold-hearted, but clearly they've never been. Kim tried to put them in the box saying, oh no, Instagram's already working on something, but I like what you guys are doing because you guys are focusing on cyberbullying. And they took themselves out the box because this has to do with intellectual property, right? You only had a limited use. Instagram had a different use. They took themselves out of the box and said, oh, no. Yeah, great, cyberbullying. We want to stop that. But this is going to be used by businesses. We're also going to sell this to private individuals. Listen to Kim's response. This is Kim now saying that it's absurd that this was their idea that Kim and them stole. Listen to this.
What I just said to Jonathan, that this actually is something that we filed the patent for, and we plan on developing this. We're in the works right now, developing this for Twitter, for Facebook. YouTube actually is the next one we're doing. So we're actually covered for all of social media on this deal.
Yeah, so hey, this is Dan here. We also
really quick, Dan is the guy that made the site Kim Kardashian Ruined My Life. She does say plenty of times that she'd love to work with them, and on Sensagram, which Instagram like took over, on Sensagram, and also on Kimoji, which aimed to cleanse social media profiles of bullying, spammers, and trolls. I know YouTube needs that, but let's continue.
So it says for all current, our patent right now, our provisional patent has been filed for current and all future social media platforms. So that will include all social media platforms today, like Dave just said, Twitter, Instagram's the biggest. That's the one that we started with. So anything else that was created from this point forward that would want to use this process of automated comment control would have to involve us once this patent gets
I mean, actually, as of right now, before the patent is cleared, it may take 2 years, but even Microsoft, Apple, Google, they can't even come in and implement this, Instagram, they couldn't implement our code without going through us somehow or another.
That's amazing.
Do you hear, Kim? That's amazing. They literally told her, we own the proprietary rights. They have to go through us. Now, if you guys don't know, whenever you have a business deal, even if it's verbal and if there is some type of recording, they were very, very smart to record this. Kim's attorneys actually had a problem with this recording. We'll get back into it in a second. Literally says, okay? It literally says that Kim pulled out of the deal after learning that one of Dan's partners had texted a message to a friend indicated they consider working with Kim, but decided not to. Kim's lawyers argued that the text violated a non-disclosure agreement between the parties, which released her from the deal. Mind you, they would not let them sequester anyone on Instagram to see if Kim was the first one that broke the non-disclosure agreements, okay? But however, okay, Dan argued that the NDA she was referring to was signed after the text in question was sent and shouldn't apply. He also argues that it shouldn't allow Kim to abscond with his intellectual property regardless. Again, how this happened is a travesty. But let's also not forget what's going on in the California legal system with Erica Jane and the way people that are well connected are just robbing little people. And the courts and the judges were also involved. By involved, I mean bought off and paid off. Let's keep going.
So smart.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's probably, I think Kevin from Instagram, I'm sure the team possibly could have thought of something, but maybe it's because they realized, you guys have timed it, but they have, a whole team and then divisions for this, like a group of people per every type of comment that they have that goes up. So
the current thing is, Instagram right now, as you know, if they want to block a hashtag, they block it for everybody on Instagram, not just on a per user basis. So Censorgame gives the user the ability to censor what they choose to have what they want on their page.
I was reading an article about the hashtag self-harm. People are trying to get that banned because people were harming themselves and they were taking a picture of it and they were putting hashtag self-harm. Well, somebody ranted on Facebook about how all people had to do was put another M after self-harm, and all of a sudden there's still 750,000 plus hashtags with self-harm. So it doesn't really do any good unless the user has control.
Is Instagram going to go in and do hashtag self-harm with one M, hashtag self-harm with a capital A and two M's? There's just too many variations. So so what we were looking to do is try to reach out to everybody that we can, and path of least resistance as far as a business wise is cyberbullying and trying to get this in the media's attention. We sent out some Facebook messages to all of the Oklahoma City news media, and within no time, that same night we were on the news. So this is something that is gonna blow.
I just launched my first app, and I really had no idea.
My kids all play it.
This app is not the Kimojis, it's the Kim video app where it was like a video game, not the Kimojis. That's why Dan also pitched the Kimojis to her. Just wanted to clarify that.
And it's done so extremely well that I feel like now, more so than ever, I have a little bit of legitimacy in that category, even though this is, something completely different.
It's a learning curve.
Yeah, it's still app development though.
Yeah, and it's just, I've waited to really back something using my name as far as in the, charity aspect of it. And I could, I'm, partnering with a water company and, a cancer foundation, and I go to the children's hospital all the time, but I really think that since the digital space, and I'm relaunching my whole, I have this blog that I've had, and it was really...
Can we take a minute and also say, oh, what a simpler time this was. Remember when we all thought that Kim was sincere and actually wanted to make a difference and wasn't just like out here moving reckless, but let's continue.
Ahead of its time when I did it, 8 years ago, but now I've hired this company that's completely in the works of redoing my whole digital space, and I feel like I am going to make like a big splash in, I'd say, about 8 months in the digital space, and I just really want to, be behind something that I really believe in, and I haven't quite figured out what that is. And when I was explaining to Jonathan how I had the conversation with the Instagram guy, he was like, wait, you have to see this up. This is exactly what you're talking about. And he, contacted you, or you guys have been in contact, whatever, and I just see the reach that I've had with this video game app that I've done, and how well it's just been in the first day, getting 2 million downloads, and I don't even know what the numbers are now, but it's gone. All I really feel like my business could help this, and it's for such a good cause.
Absolutely. Now this is something that what makes me feel good too, because I've had success before this, so it's not all about making money. Absolutely, this is something that could really benefit a lot of people, but it's such a huge thing once it's fully developed that there's room for lots of money to go to whatever charities would be agreed on, and then at the same time, or started, and then on top of that, lots and lots and lots of money to be made.
I don't even think it's about that. It's just the messaging, or maybe together we form a charity or something about do PSAs about it, and it all goes back to download this app, and it'll give you peace of mind from parents. Download this app for your kids. If you're going to put them on social media, you need to invest in this for, I don't remember if it was 99 cents or $1.99, I don't remember.
It's free, actually. It's free with an in-app purchase. Yeah.
Yeah, you get the original.
So how do you make your money then?
Well,
You see Kim foots up real quick. So how do you make your money then? Because again, she is mining for ideas. So how do you make your money then?
well, we make it with, we made it free for people to scan now and put all their words in and everything, but they can't use the offline feature, like if their phone's at the bottom of the ocean accidentally, or kids are sleeping, or their parents take their phone away, or something happens where they can't log in, or they can't do what they need to do, and their phone will still, their account will still be monitored, their Instagram page. So
let's say because I have it on my phone, so I get.
Now here it's Kim literally trying to get, this is proprietary information. NDAs have been signed. Kim is just pumping them for information, and it's amazing. First of all, the entirety of the tape, Kim is 100% on board, but it's amazing how much she claims Instagram was working on this, but she's talking to the small company. Even though you claim Instagram's using this, you're mining them for information, and then Instagram completely takes this. There was other information released in outside of the phone call that was actually because they thought they were in a safe place with that NDA. But let's keep going.
A report nightly. Does it go through and delete it every day, or do I have to log in and press scan for it to happen?
Okay, so right now you download the app, right? Did you bought the in-app purchase?
I thought I did.
Okay.
Kim, I thought I did. How are you literally giving this spiel about, bullying my daughter and all this stuff? And you're trying to cut in on 40% of these people's profits and talking about this and that. And you've been in talks with Instagram and you didn't even, at least to me, it sounds like you didn't even download the app. I thought I did. What you mean you thought you did? Do you have your phone out or not? Did you download it or not? She just went from saying, I'm like super big in a digital space and super this. So you purchased the app, right? I thought I did, but I don't know. I just thought it was funny. Let's keep going.
Well, what you do once you buy the in-app purchase, when you first download the app for free, there's 3 functions that are disabled. And one of them is that offline scan function. The other one is scan intervals. Scan intervals is the amount of times that you can set up for when you want it to automatically scan. You can do it every hour, 6 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, and you can select which day of the week and up to how many how many days back that you would like to scan.
Okay, so I have all of that.
Yeah, so then automatically it will go ahead and do it every hour. You do not hit the scan now button. Just you need to ensure that in the lower right hand corner of the app, that log, the power button is green, not red. Once it's green, that means...
So that's how, once you want those specific things, that's how you get them to pay for something.
Yeah, once that power button is on, that will put in motion every hour or every 6 hour, whatever the interval you set, that is the time that it will scan at for you.
We can't go any quicker than an hour because without manually pushing the scan button, because Instagram's API code, they have rules to what you could do with all that, and that's, unless they bought us, that's basically as tight as we can make it.
There's limits on the amount of times it can send and receive between the servers, and we didn't want to take the chance of getting flagged and shut down by Instagram.
Yeah.
So we made it an hour, but if they were to buy it, they could change, or if they were to incorporate it into Instagram, they could change it to whatever intervals that they would like.
Got it.
But you do have the ability,
I changed my back and forth a little bit to play with it just because I get so many comments. I get over 100,000 comments, so I feel like I wasn't even sure if it was going to work on mine. But it does, but I'm not sure if it does the full. It's just enough for me for peace of mind. And I have noticed that there are more positive comments. I mean, the first time I ever saw only positive comments was when I Instagrammed about my video game, and people were loving it, and I was like, oh my god, I swear I thought the video game people paid them off or something. That's like a whole positive campaign, and I called them and I was like, you guys, I've never seen this many positive comments. It's such a uplifting feeling to know.
Well, my wife and kids are actually, my girls are actually
even the t-shirts freaking right with the Instagram logo, and that should be the logo for the whole foundation.
Yeah. We went back and forth a few times with the logo, but we're very sad. Actually,
So at this point, right, the whole call is Kim just saying she's super excited to work with them. She's super excited. They're literally talking about the logos for the foundation they're going to use. The whole time, Kim's being accused that she was looking for a reason to steal this. She goes on to say, I have a daughter, and you were saying I have girls, and I don't even know what I'm going to do when my daughter wants to get on the internet. That's when she's talking about that tape that she put out on the internet. I will say one thing. She milked that Ray J tape. Speaking of which, has anybody heard of Ray J? He's been awfully silent. Sounds like a settlement to me, but I don't know, right? She said, on the tape, Kim claimed Kanye doesn't even read gossip off the web. She said Kanye doesn't even go on the internet. She tells Dan that his anti-bullying technology combines 2 things she loves, charity and profit. She said, if I can help people and make an ishload of money, and then she went on to explain how she was going to take ownership of the idea, because in that 40%, she needed everyone to believe that it was her idea. She said, people would ask, how did you come up with this? And I would say, I've always been bullied on the internet, and I know what it's like, and I just had a daughter, and I fear for my little sisters, and I would just totally be honest when it came to you guys. And I met you guys, you had this technology you came up with, and we partnered up to rule the world, and to have people stop being such a, anyway, him and his team and Kardashian later went back and forth in divvying up ownership percentages in the anti-bullying app, but on the recording both parties sounded confident everything will work out. She said, I think it's all about talking it through and it being fair, and I think that if I'm going to put my heart and soul behind something like a percentage, we'll give you a fee up front and you'll get a royalty, and obviously it's a new company and not even thinking giving me a fee up front like a percentage. Dan said he wholeheartedly agreed with the casual proposal and said, we just go from there, and what you guys think would be fair. That's what Kim said. After that, Dan gave Kim a guarantee that Facebook or Instagram would give them $1 billion for their co-produced technology. She said 100%. She then tells Dan that her pal Jonathan Cheban will be in touch to work something out. According to his suit, Dan said he flew to Kris Jenner's home in California, thought he had a deal, and learned weeks later the plan had fallen apart. He also alleges that Kim's legal team threatened to sue him for $5 million if he continued to claim ownership of the idea. He also alleges that during his discussions for the anti-bullying app, his team introduced a prototype for Kimoji app, which he turned into a multi-million-dollar enterprise. You guys, listen, we have the tape. We have the court documents. At this point, we need to ask ourselves, if everything he's saying is true, and this is recording, so how did the judge not rule that there wasn't something nefarious involved? You guys, something's going on with the Kardashians, and I don't like it. I'm telling you guys, there's something going on. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you want to hear the full recording. But again, I mean, come on.